Hello friends, here we are towards the next video of Web of Things and Cloud of Things. This video is going to talk about Cloud of Things. In the previous videos we are aware about what is Web of Things, the different architecture of WOT, and what is Web of Portal and the business intelligence contribution to Web of Things. Now today we are going to see about Cloud of Things. Myself Kenjan Sangvi, working as an associate professor in SNJB's College of Engineering, Chandwad. Towards the Cloud of Things. Now all of you are well aware about cloud. Since last era we are seeing about what is cloud and cloud. So let's see and have a watch of what is Cloud of Things. So when we are taking Cloud of Things, actually what is the cloud? The basic term comes is cloud. Cloud is actually what a set of services and technologies that enable the delivery of computing services over the internet, and that services happen in real time, which allows the end users to access instantly the data or any applications from almost any device with internet access. So basically the cloud is actually a service and technology which is given over internet at any period of time. So when I am saying a cloud service, it is having a distinct characteristic that differentiates it from the traditional hosting. What is that distinct characteristic? That cloud service is always sold on demand, typically either by the minute or the hours. It is elastic. Elastic means user can have this service as much as he want and at any given point of time. This service is fully managed by the provider. That is, the consumer need not buy a personal computer, but he should have neither not buy any of the things, but he should have just a personal computer and internet access. Rest of all is managed by the provider. So why businesses are actually embracing the cloud? Have you any idea about why cloud? So if we are saying about why cloud, you see licensing cost. We are actually overburdened with the different licensing costs. Nowadays when Microsoft is offering its services, it takes everywhere, it takes licensing cost. So we are busy and we that is why we are going for pirated terms more, because we cannot bear that particular license cost. Second thing, data protection is very important, and we say that as we use banks to store our uh, gold or any of the valuables, in the similar manner to protect our data, we are making the use of cloud. Next, to use the right skill set. Most of us, we are not the right person to use a skill set, so that is why to use right skill set, business are embracing the cloud. Next, we on our individual part are unable to bear the cost of operation. That is why we embrace cloud. Next, upgradation of hardware each time is not possible for us. That is why we are embracing the cloud. To again have the latest technologies and upgrades, we are not very highly enabling that. So businesses are embracing cloud to overcome all these. That is, most of the IT departments are forced to spend a significant portion of their time on frustrating because of implementation, maintenance and upgrading the project that do not often actually don't add significant value to the company's bottom line. The company need not take care about it, that what you all are doing, and most IT department is busy in this. So that is why it's best that they embrace the cloud, so that this time can be utilized for more different things. So what are the IT challenges to embrace the cloud? That IT infrastructure, data center facility or space is a cost. Again, air conditioning, providing the air condition to the IT infrastructure. Then to manage the IT, right skilled people are needed, upgradation of hardware or software, and day-to-day maintenance is also required. Different operational failures are difficult to handle. In case of IT security, protection of data is very important. Protection of data center facility is also very important. IT licensing costs, that is, you need to manage the license very effectively. Whereas upgradation of applications and scaling of application requirement is also a big challenge in IT. So IT sector is having different challenges: how to maintain the infrastructure, how to maintain the skills, how to secure the data, how to properly manage the licensing, how to perform the application management. So that is why they are embracing cloud, and hence the benefits of cloud computing are to reduce the cost. Scalability is rapidly improving in terms of cloud computing. It is entirely highly automated. Number of disasters are having relieved due to the cloud computing. Flexibility is much more in terms of cloud computing. More people are very easily upgradable to clouds, and more mobility is there. So we'll have a short video to watch here related to cloud, and let's see about what is actually cloud computing. So if you are going to see about this video which says about what is cloud computing, let's have a watch.
Constantly faced with the problem of finding space for all your stuff. Well, no longer. What once existed in the realm of science fiction has become reality. With cloud computing, all your stuff can be stored on infinite space of the World Wide Web, instead of on the limited space of computer hard drives. As described in Jonathan Strickland's article, How Cloud Computing Works, the versatility and power of cloud computing is having a profound impact in the corporate setting and for personal computing. Over the next few minutes, I will explain what is cloud computing, how cloud computing works, and what are the pros and cons. Let's begin with an explanation on where your stuff is stored. Cloud computing is the storing of data and applications on remote servers and accessing them via the internet rather than saving or installing them on your personal or office computer. The term cloud is used because data and applications are stored on a cloud or collection of web servers and computers owned by a third party somewhere else. The cloud can be accessed via the Cloud Computing Systems interface software. That can be as simple as using a web-based service which hosts all the applications and files that you would need for your job or personal life. The cloud is being used not only to store data, but also as an inexpensive, efficient, and flexible alternative to purchasing, running, and maintaining in-house computing equipment and software. Not only that, the cloud gives you the ability to work anywhere at any time because your information is always at your fingertips. One example of cloud computing is an online email account. You log into a web email account remotely through a browser, but the storage for your account doesn't exist on your computer. It belongs in the email provider's cloud. Now that you have an understanding of what the cloud computing system is, I will explain how your stuff is stored. The cloud computing architecture is comprised of two parts, the front end and the back end, which are connected by the internet. The front end represents the computer that you, as a client, sees. This side requires you to access the cloud computing system. Gaining access can be simple as using an internet browser, or more complex by using a unique interface software which lets you access the cloud. The back end of a cloud computing system is comprised of the computers, servers, and data storage systems which store all your files and information. This is the part that does all the work. There is a central server that administers the system, monitoring traffic and client demands to ensure everything runs smoothly. In addition, this central server follows a set of rules, known as protocols. The central server also uses software called middleware that allows the network computers to communicate with each other. Naturally, cloud computing companies build in redundancy where they save multiple backup copies of your work in case of problems. However, the more clients they have, the more storage space they need. So cloud computing companies require at least twice the number of storage devices to store all their clients' information. But why choose cloud computing as a viable option for data storage? Because cloud computing applications are limitless. First, using cloud computing allows you to access your applications and data from anywhere. So long as you can link with the cloud through the internet, none of your data would be confined to a single hard drive or location. Second, with the movement of your files to the web, you no longer have to pay for expensive high-memory computers. You simply need a device that is powerful enough to run the middleware needed to connect to the cloud system. Third, in a company-wide setting, when you use the cloud, your employer will not need to buy software or software licenses for every employee. Instead, they will pay a fee to a cloud computing company to let all their employees access a suite of software online. Fourth, servers and digital storage takes up physical space, which you may have to rent. Cloud computing companies store your data on their hardware, so no physical space is needed at the front end. Fifth, streamlining the software and hardware will reduce IT problems and costs. Finally, the cloud computing system's backend is a network of computers. You may be able to take advantage of the network's combined processing power to speed up operations. However, even with all these benefits, there are still potential problems. The two biggest concerns are security and privacy. You are handing your important data over to another company to watch. Not only that, if you have the ability to log into your files and applications from anywhere, it's possible your privacy could be compromised once the data leaves your hands. Websites and cloud computing services can get hacked. But there's still hope. Cloud computing companies live and die by their reputations and reliability. Therefore, they do everything possible to secure your files. But you also need to protect yourself. Have authentication techniques like usernames and difficult passwords. Don't reuse or share your passwords on different websites. And back up files, either on a different cloud service or a hard drive, just in case something happens. There are also authorization practices where you list the people who are authorized to access certain information stored on the cloud system. For example, an employee might only be able to use certain applications stored on the cloud, which are pertinent to their work. One additional concern is the effect cloud computing will have on the IT industry. Cloud computing can streamline computer systems, reducing maintenance and repair. Therefore, all the work of IT will move to the back end of the system. Finally, as mentioned in Bernadette Johnston's article, 5 factors that affect cloud-based data upload and retrieval. You should also consider usage fees and bandwidth caps. The infrastructure of cloud computing is very expensive, so companies begin to charge you monthly or annual fees When you want to store more than a few gigabytes of data,
so I hope that you have understood about the benefits of cloud computing, how the reduced cost can be there, flexibility can be there, but obviously there is a second half, that is security and privacy concern. So in the next video we are going to see about what is cloud and how cloud works as an integration to grid computing and SOA, that is service oriented architecture. Thank you dear friends, have a wonderful day. Thank you.